Yeah, boys, talk to me, because I know you boys obviously offer advanced education. Any time any of my students ask, I'll recommend you guys firsthand anyway. What do you guys teach in your courses?
Like we teach everything about like core understanding, but the main thing for us is to kind of give the client what he wants in terms of knowledge. So we bespoke the courses on each individual student. Because the way that I like to look at it is, I don't know if you've ever seen a defragmenter on a computer.
Yeah.
It kind of got these little lines and there's spaces in between. So what we want to do is defragment someone's brain and knowledge so we can fill in the little gaps that they've got within their knowledge. And that all comes down to little micro movements, understanding of length, understand on distribution of the hair, understanding movement, styling, anything to do with hair in an advanced way of thinking. That's what we do. That's what we teach.
That's mad. That's it. I suppose you take it when you're talking about defragmentating someone's brain, like on a desktop.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like gaps of knowledge that they don't know, that where you fill in the blanks. Is that right?
Correct.
I think that's quite sick the way you put it like that, because you help them build someone's foundation or advancing their foundation, because they might have that bit in their brain where they think, oh, this works perfectly for me. Then you give them something that's a bit more effective or a lot more effective, and they can disregard what they knew and take on what they knew before and take on what you've just taught them.
Correct. Well, sometimes it's just filling the knowledge that they didn't get. So one thing that I always see with students that come to us is that their knowledge of choice of length is non-existent. And understanding the bend of hair, because we talk a lot about the bend of hair and how to combat it or how to allow it to kind of bend more. So a lot of the time, a lot of students, they don't even have the knowledge of that. They don't even understand it. They don't even have an idea of it.
Yeah.
But hair is all about the bend of hair.
What do you mean, the bend of hair, for example?
So the bend of hair is how the bend naturally wants to bend the hair.
Okay.
So say, for example, curly hair bends very quickly, straight hair takes longer to bend.
Yeah.
So say, for example, I've got a guy with straight hair and I want to slick it back and his hair wants to go forward.
Yeah.
For me to kind of put it back, I need more length.
You know? Of course.
And I know it's such a simple thing, but to control it to its maximum effect, is to understand the whole structure of how it works and how long you need to leave it and how much weight it builds up if you leave too much.
And you know what? I agree with that, because from teaching loads of students, like the one commonality people have is like understanding what you said, the bend of hair and how to manipulate hair. They just think if someone comes in with a picture and shows them a slicked back look, but the hair's quite short, it's not going to slick back, all it's going to do is spike. They'll still try to achieve that look. Logically speaking, the hair's too short. You can clearly see it's too short. So I take it that's what you mean by giving them the understanding of bend of hair.
Correct.
Giving them the understanding that, look, listen, the hair just needs more length for you to work with.
Correct.
I'll see that as well a lot in our students as well.
And another big factor of hair that a lot of people don't understand is, and it's an easy one, is that if you cut a triangular shape, it doesn't mean that it's going to be triangular when you look at it. So a lot of students come, and we've seen it a lot. Yeah, but I do it triangular and it doesn't look triangular. It's because if you've got too mumuch length and the hair's like that, say for example the hair's that long, when it falls, it's just gonna have too much weight. It's gonna flop, so it's just gonna look round. It's gonna follow the head shape. Okay, because the longer the hair is, the more limp it becomes. Right. The shorter the hair, the more structure it has. So then understanding the choice of hair and the bend of the hair, allows you to remove structure and build structure. And that there is what creates shape, you know? So a guy on the course, again, came to me and said, look, I'm trying to create this triangular look on the sides So it looks triangular, leave it a bit longer in the corner here. But whenever I do it, it just looks round. It's because you left it too long in the corner.
Yeah.
So someone's thought process is if I have more length there, then it actually builds the weight and it will look more triangular, but it's not the case. It's actually the opposite.
Because there's more length, it's creating more weight where the hair just starts to flop down. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So it's just little things like that we improve. It's the understanding of hair and how we can distribute the hair.
You know what? It's such a sick point of view as well, because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people don't understand how technical it can get. And that's why I really, really, really like what you guys do as well, because you just take someone's knowledge of what they already have, you take someone's knowledge and then you strip it back, put it together, and it's actually so much that simple. It's so logical that if there's too much hair, there's too much weight and the hair's going to drop.
Yeah.
Which is quite sick, because a lot of people don't actually think of cutting hair logically. They think it has to be creative, it has to be cool, it has to look cool, which it does.
Yeah.
But there's so much logic and basic understanding that comes into play that people tend to disregard as well, which what you guys do is quite refreshing to see.
Thank you.
Ed, how you doing?
Good, man.
I know. Off. But like before we jumped on, we were talking about like different educational routes as well.
Okay.
I know you've got your points and you've got your points. I've got my points as well. What do you think are the best educational routes for someone getting into the industry would be?
For me, it's finding something that matches you as a person.
Okay.
If you want to do fades all day long, find a shop that just does fades all day long.
Yeah.
If you want to cut hair with a creative flair, then find a shop that has that creative flair. Yeah. I think you have to go to where is going to max you out potentially.
Yeah.
And I think each shop offers you a different kind of route.
Yeah.
You know, some shops offer it all. Some shops don't offer anything.
Yeah.
You know, if you're expecting to become the best barber you can possibly be in a shop that has no knowledge, and there's a lot of them, I don't want to be horrible, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
And I'm very realistic. I'm a realist. I say it how it is. I think there's a lot of shops now where they can't offer anyone anything. And they just cut hair for money. Mm-hmm. Again, if that's what you want, go for it.
Go for it.
But for me, it's all about passion of hair, and I want to be around passionate people. So the first shop that I ever actually went to, as I've said before in this podcast, he was a fantastic educator. He knew about long hair. The thing that he wasn't so particularly good at was fading. Yeah. But there was other people in the shop that could teach that at the time.
Yeah.
So I had the best of all worlds, you know? And I think that's important. It's finding somewhere that can cut hair very well, that can offer you that education and that values you as a person.
Yeah.
And the most important thing that I would tell anyone that's starting out in the business, and I say this because I went through it myself, don't look for money, okay? Look for experience and look for a good education.
Yeah.
And I say that to a lot of people. I don't agree with a barber coming out of college and looking for a job straight away. I think they still need to go into a shop to gain experience of how a shop feels.
Yeah.
And I know your education, and again, Ali, which we've spoken about before, has come to us, and he is shop ready for most shops. And it's refreshing to see.
Yeah.
However, walking into a place like Paradigm or a brand very similar to us,
it's a very, very, very different standard.
It's a different standard of hair cutting, and it's impossible. It's actually impossible to teach that in a college.
And do you know what? I've said it to you before. Ali, the likes of Ali going to you, because our students, a lot of our students, they do complete the course and they are shop floor ready for 90 to 95% of barbershops, as you know, are just traditional barbershops. 100%. Come in, cut hair on the floor, money in the till sort of thing. And I get, obviously you need cash flow to run a business.
Correct.
But I think with Ali coming to you guys, I was so happy that he chose somewhere like you, but I was also scared.
Yeah.
And the reason being, I was so scared because I know Paradigm Standard, and for me as an educator, and being part of Jagged Edge Academy as well, is can we live up to Paradigm Standard as well? Because I see that we can produce quality students, and I also see when students come in and they don't work hard and they don't put the effort in and they want everything handed to them on a plate, they don't leave as quality students. They may get a job. Will they be the best barber? Definitely not. Will they last in the industry? Probably not. And we tell them straight. But for someone like Ali, the boys still talk to him to this day, but I was really scared for him to go to you guys because that would be a reflection if we've done a good job as well.
Yeah.
And to see that you were happy with him, and also just to see his work ethic as well, and he was willing to put himself and push his boundaries to the next level that quickly, was really impressive. And I'm happy that he was at a good standard for you guys and he's doing you guys well as well.
Out of all the colleges that we've encountered through hiring apprentices and hiring new stylists that have come into the business, I'm not even just saying this because we're having this conversation. You guys have actually taught the students more than any other college that I've actually seen.
Appreciate
and it's not they would be shop ready in any other environment, but in our case we want them to be that extra level, because when you're competing with the other stylists in the shop, okay, like Ed, Simon, Elliot, Salvatore, you're kind of putting this thing where it doesn't matter how good you are to the outside world. Yeah. You're in that competing against that standard now. So it doesn't matter. Ali can go to any other shop and he would be probably the best barber there. Yeah. But he's actually very good. But when you actually compare it to where he wants to be within himself, it's not there yet.
It's a different place. It's a completely different standard.
You can't, unless he's here for another year, doing courses for another year, and it's going to cost a hell of a lot of money for a year's course, he won't ever get there. So that's why I do think that people that come out of college shouldn't go and just look for what's going to make them money. They should
look for the opportunity.
Look for the opportunity. You know? And I think it's great to see you guys come in with something different and with all the experience you guys have within hair and transferring your knowledge to these students, which are very lucky to come here. And I think and I think that they should be privileged to come to such a great college.
No, I appreciate that. And our ethos is like, they're not here, our students aren't here for us, we're here for them.
Yeah.
So it's no secret they invest a few £1,000 into their education with us. But they get the whole shebang. Like when I say we're brutally honest, like if someone's not ready and if someone's playing up, we will sit them down and say, you haven't invested into your education for you to be a shit barber. We're holding up our end of the bargain. You're not holding up yours. You have not invested in your education for it to fail. And the good ones, we tell them, we push them, we tell them how they can get better as well. But we're brutally honest with them, and I think sometimes that can be so much better than just blowing smoke up their arse a little bit and being, yeah, you're amazing, go on. Yeah. And then they don't get a job.
False confidence.
Exactly, because they're going to walk into a barbershop and they're going to say, you haven't a clue about cutting hair. But they're going to come back and be like, I thought you could tell me I could cut hair. Of course, but you didn't work. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I think just complete honesty and transparency tends to push them. And it seems to work. Like Ali's a prime example of that as well. And he's a grafter. Like I have to take my hat off to him. He just came in, understood everything, and he put himself in the right place.
Yeah.
And that I respect massively. Guys, that's another episode of So You Want to Be a Barber. Thank you.
I'm already
Thank you, man. No, appreciate it.
I'm already a barber.
Well,
but you for you guys.
So You Want to Be a Barber podcast.